movement radio. We are here today with the, and also we are running live on Instagram, and most importantly, we are running live on the evening wherever your geography. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever your geographical location is, and welcome again to another edition of the Movement Radio. We are here today with the topic, the Distraction Playbook. Um, we want to thank you all for joining us, and those of you who will be joining us. We are running a stream live on Facebook, Movement Radio Facebook. We're running live on Alaba Ferreira Facebook. We're running two Facebook Live. We're also running two YouTube Live at Movement Radio YouTube and also Alaba Ferreira. And then we're running live also on Twitch. And also we have two visual live running on X on Alaba Ferreira and on the Movement Radio. And then we have the audio being set up now as we speak for our X discussion for those who wants to join us in interactive conversation. And also we're running live on Instagram, and most importantly, we are running live on TikTok. And we welcome you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your geographical location. This is another interesting edition of the Movement Radio. My name is Alaba Ferreira, and I'm reporting here from Chicago. And we will be handing over the microphone to our Abuja correspondent, Mr. Abdullahi Salisu, to introduce himself. And then before we go to Lagos correspondence, Mr. Salisu, I'm handing over the mic.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Studio time check is 5:43. Sorry for those of you that have been earlier. We are starting behind schedule, but we are here and we will always be here. The Movement Radio Show is here. Today we are going to have a very smooth and interesting show look going forward, and we look forward to your own contribution, which is very important across all the social media platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok. The X space is two. We have the visual and the audio X space. Pick up the mic and make your opinion heard. And we always say movement radio is the voice of liberation. We are here to liberate and what enlighten the minds. So I remain Abdullah Salisu Aliyu from Abuja. Let's have a smooth ride on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so very much, everybody, for joining us for another brand new, fresh edition of our wonderful show that we bring to you every 2 days. And of course, on weekends, we also Tandagi Digba for Movement Radio. Movement Radio na the Ogbonge media organization where they empower our mind and they change the narrative from the Oyibo, where they take the confuse us for Nigeria. They take split us, cause division. With the breakdown down for this our platform to the best of our knowledge, so that the man on the street self go understand waiting with the talk for here. We dey for every medium where you go fee take reach out to us and tell someone to tell someone that we are live and direct on all media platforms possible. And of course, if there's any other platform where you want us make we day and you save data place, reach out to us. Say, now here I want make una the make you now had this particular place to now broadcasting, because now there I did, and I dare I feel influence people to join the program. Give us your feedback. Send us an email, movementradio69@gmail.com. And of course, you can send us a message across all our social media platforms. Our DMs are open. And of course, our comment sections are also very open. We dey always hear advice. The talk say, na fly we know dey hear advice, they follow dead body enter grave. Because this thing wey we dey do, we no wan make it be only us dey talk, right? We want dey listen. As we dey talk, we dey listen. We no be like the Nigerian, rulers or ruiners. Maybe say na only their own na im dey do. They no dey hear advice from the members of the public. Wetin they wan do na im they go do. All right. So our job here is very simple: to carry the people along, to educate the people, all right, to position them to fight for their liberation. Now the thing we would do for here be that. And please feel free to disagree with us. This is not a platform. Maybe say na echo chamber. Maybe say now only waiting we talk na instant. If you get facts and figures, data, where you feel use proof waiting with the talk wrong, please feel free to approach us. Enter our X platform, pick up the microphone, and we'll give you a chance to correct us and set the record straight. And of course, if you can also use the comment section to reach out to us. So we no be jack of maybe say now only us sabi waiting with the talk. No, we are here to learn from our members of the public. And of course, it has to be an exchange. All right. So feel free with us, share, use the reshare button, use the repost button, so that everybody that needs to be here would join us for this our Ogbonge broadcast. Our topic today now: distraction playbook, the playbook of distraction. Anyhow you want to come, you go enjoy them just as they enjoy every other Ogbonge show we would they bring to your domot. I pass the mic back to Mr. Alaba.
Okay, yeah. Today's show is part, but before we go to our main article and main topic, we like to we're a radio station, so we like to put some music into it. There's a new artist out there coming out, about to launch, and we want to give you a few little taste of it. We hope we won't have too much problem with this with YouTube, but since the album is about to launch, we want to share this very talented superstar that's coming up with you, and make sure that you enjoy it also. Okay, we're gonna share it with you, so you can see that Nigeria is indeed filled with beautiful and talented people. Oh. Ayé ṣòro dọ̀wọ́ dákun lájú, máa rìn pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ fojú dájú. Bó bá rìnrìn kúrìn ẹsẹ̀ àpò, máa lọ fáfá kú farọra fàkó. Ayé ṣòro dọ̀wọ́ dákun lájú, máa rìn pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ fojú dájú. Take it easy. Okay, now that was cool.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah,
yeah, very talented lady just coming up. I think her name is something Martin. I may double check that name. Oh, I lost
That sounds like a techno genre.
Yeah, they are Faith Martins. I think being produced by, I think, what's that guy's name? The popular Nigerian, what's his name? Not Fast. Don Jazzy. I think I might be wrong about that.
I think you are trying to refer to Johnny Drill.
No, I think it's Don Jazzy that's producing. I'm not sure. The album is coming out very soon.
Okay, you mean a producer? I was thinking you were
Yeah.
talking about the kind of the artists that are music sound alike with.
Oh yeah. Yes, it sounds. It's a typical Afrobeat music. Good Afro. What's the other one? The one the South Africans play. Well, I should keep
Um,
quiet about things I don't know. But anyway,
but
I think her name is Faith Martins, and I think John Jazzy is producing. Our album is coming out very soon, and
they call it
I just like the
Amapiano.
music. I'm a piano, yes. I want to have that. I'm a piano feel. The music kind of moved the soul and body. So while we're on that, before we go on, we also want to share a few events that happened yesterday from the Osun election. A few videos that we have here that we want to share with you. Let's share it. There is one whereby the people are celebrating the ruiners leaving Osun. Those that came to support the enforcement of APC on Osun people. So as the governors and the dignitaries are leaving, the people are yelling, "Ole, ole," means thief, thief. Only, of course, means thief. Those are the people that came from out of other states to come and rig the election in Osun. Okay, so that thanks to Adiola Fashion for that video that we shared. So those are the governors, the Akpabio, and all now living Osun when their mission to steal the people's
But
mandates fails.
but the question I've got for these ones is that I hope they will also hold to account
Yeah.
their fellow Osun State people who took or who sold their votes. There are about 400,000 of them that sold their votes for APC. APC had over 400,000 voters that voted for them yesterday. So, how about those ones that sold their votes? What name or what adjective should we refer to, such ones? Because the margin was very close.
Ibukun, the whole Osun story is a tragedy. It's a tragedy in itself. Hold on. Let me turn this off. It's a tragedy in itself. You know why? Because the people are still losing. Look, as soon as the governor was declared, he's still declaring his support for the party guy. So I don't know how this is going to help the people. Let's share more videos of them celebrating.
What's the name of your group? Imole. Am I the MC here? Am I the MC here? Can I continue? You should off it. She really lies, she. Sorry, I don't play with you. You choose any song of your choice. Wait, you are not singing, you are dancing. And the dancing you are dancing, it has to be uniform. Which is? Which is? Ladies and gentlemen, shout it out to the DJ. So bad. Who is in the body? Can I come and see ya? Come on. Hey. Let's go.
That was a lot of partying, man.
A lot. They got a lot. They got it going. They got it going. We got so much to show you.
But could that be the dancing of, an opportunity to serve the Osun State people once again, or the dancing of the continuation of Osun State treasury in the hands of a family?
Hold on, let me try and stop this.
Dynasty?
I'm still hearing things at the background. Hold on. I'm still hearing stuff at the background. I thought I closed it.
Yeah, you should check all your tabs.
Yeah, one time.
All your windows, yeah.
Of the law is hereby declared the winner.
Sure, another one.
Charles was jubilating as if he won a lottery. As if he won a
it's
jackpot.
A lottery now. It is a jackpot. What do you mean? When you win in the Nigerian politics, it's a lottery now.
When an entire state resources will be controlled by your family.
Is hereby declared the winner.
It's a jackpot now.
That's all my ball.
It's a jackpot now. What do you mean?
Oh, for a reason.
You win resources.
For a reason. How do you win the election, guy? Number one. Oh, wow. That's so. We don't win. That's all. We don't win, okay? We don't win. We don't win. We don't win. We don't win. We don't win, boss. We don't win. That's all. Congratulations, sir. Don't win. That's all.
Congratulations to us. Like, seriously?
Yep. It will be part of what we will talk about today. There's more to this winning. Let me see what else we got for you guys before we go to our main issue. It's a jackpot now. Why wouldn't they celebrate when you win? It's a big jackpot, the Nigerian election system. But there's
the Osun State People's Treasury.
Yeah, but there's a lesson to be learned from this election, though. That if the people, it's the highest turnout in any Nigerian election. I think about 42%. You're right, some people still sold their vote. But it seems that the people's position could be maintained if there's a large turnout and if there's a massive defense of the vote. I'm looking for the video where the people stayed out late to defend the vote. More celebration videos. I got one more here. Let me see where they were. I think they were making fun of Amber Day. Let's hear that.
Yeah, I wish they would enjoy the next 4 years of this entity.
All
And
right.
of course, I pay attention to the very detail. When Adeleke was voting in its polling unit, which happens to be, yeah, that is his, that is his crib, like his own locality. All right,
Yeah.
I still saw rusty brown roofs all over that place. And it tells me, as far as I'm concerned, the economic situation of that area that happens to be his hometown. And this is not really unique to Adeleke himself. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to take this message from Showore regarding this Adeleke's victory. I think it's relevant to the general discourse and also what will be happening in 2027. So let me read it out loud. Adeleke has endorsed the failed Tinubu presidency to continue its mission of destroying Nigeria beyond 2027. At the end of the day, the Adelekes and the Tinubus are looking out for their own personal and political interests, watching each other's back and protecting their political fortune and safeguarding their loots. I feel sorry for the nearly 50 people whose lives were wasted in that election violence yesterday during the Osun election. And all these corrupt political families can prove how much they love and protect one another. Even their lousy political scion at the video will soon return to his vomit. The city boys that's assuming he ever truly left it in the first place. President Tinubu is son of Osun State, and I hereby reaffirm my earlier endorsement. So he's no longer from Lagos State. One day we go know the true identity of this guy. So Adeleke, I guess, apparently immediately endorsed Tinubu. And the point of people supporting him is just that they don't want Tinubu anymore. They don't want APC. They've seen the damage. It's a cyclical
But yeah,
political story that
essentially,
goes around
it
itself.
is still they are trying to avoid Tinubu, but the governor in place is still loyal to Tinubu, and that is the real
It, it,
dilemma.
that's what I mean by the tragedy of this story. You know, it's a real tragedy. It's a double-edged
For the
sword,
jeopardy.
double jeopardy.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's why to me I
That
it's
was
just
what
what
you
he
feel
call the
was
like a
referring
tragedy
to
of the
victory.
before.
commons. It's what you call the tragedy of the commons. It's a tragedy all around.
And
But
another
it
thing
now
that
Yes,
jumps at
actually
me
the
are the
tragedy.
numbers of lives that were lost. And
50. That's a lot.
if it were to be a revolution that happened and 50 people lost their life, the organizers of that particular revolution would have been in trouble with the state.
Yeah.
Now that tells you that this whole bloody revolution of a thing that they are trying to use as a blackmailing tactics is really just blowing hot air, because even in their own clash, political democratic clash, 50 people still lost their lives. So what are we talking about here? So what is
And the
the
only
real
thing they
scare
have to do is
factor of
1 minute
revolution?
silence.
Yeah, the tragedy. Go ahead, Abdullah. You were saying, I didn't hear what you said
Yes, I
last.
think after the loss of 50 people, the only thing they have to do is 1 minute silence.
Yeah, they've lost.
That's why, to me, the entire winning of the Adeleke, I don't even see it as a winning of the people, because to me, I just see it in the other direction. Is the winning is just the ruining class dribbling the people, because clearly in his statement he proves to the people that yes, we have dribbled you because I'm going back to where I am from. So that's why the clear description of Dele Parotimi did not die in their war is what plays itself here. Because if you look at it, if you look at from his first 10 or 4 years, how much improvement did he brought to the life of the Ocean people? And then you compare it. It's not just merely saying that okay, we don't like the government at the top to continue, but the government at the local level, even if they are in opposition party with the government at the top, how much do they improve in the life of the people that they are directly connected to? So to me, the people, yes, they might jubilate because they don't know that they are being dribbled, because it's the system that dribbled them. So that's why I just look and internally I feel a lot of questions that when are we going to like get our people to understand that this is not their winning, it's the winning of the system. And immediately after he won, and then his statement then reaffirmed my internal worries of saying that okay, yes, because he reaffirmed his support, then he's telling the what the APC man was promising the president of 3.5 million votes from Oshun. So now maybe the Adeleke is going to affirm that the APC is going to win Oshun State. And at the end of the day, the people are at lost. So it's very, that's why it's quite is a tragedy of our people. We just have to, I don't know, we just have to educate more, give more education to our people, because all that is happening, I don't see our people coming to reality. And you see, we even see people that ordinarily should look at it from the real true sense of it, and still also saying that yes, this is telling us that yes, democracy is happening in Nigeria. It's not. I don't see it as democracy, because we are still tilting towards that one man state. That's my take.
In fact, we are on a speed dial towards the one man rule. But a few lessons from this election, we are really moving closer to the one man rule. The system won, the people lost. 50 people died. That cannot be good for democracy. Just 50 Nigerians died from yesterday, just from this madness and this exhibition of madness that is going on. And also, secondly, you saw that, but let's pick the positive from the whole thing that happened. Osun has sent a message to Tinubu that he can be beaten come January 2027. Despite all the power and all the machinery and all the threats that were sent in, the Senate President Akpabio relocated. 16 APC governors moved to Osun with their thugs and minions and election riggers. 3 deputy inspector generals of police moved to each senatorial district. The AIG to each federal constituency also was there. The CP to each local government was there. Ministers, SAs, and senators, and more. There were a lot of threats, intimidation, and curses, and rice was shared, promises made. Still, one thing that happened yesterday, and I'm still going to look for that video, is that the Osun people stood their ground. No matter how wrong their decision might be, standing behind Adeleke, they were at the coalition center till 2 a.m. in front, letting the INEC guys know that you either count our vote or we will count you. And I think that's the lesson of yesterday's election. And it matters a lot, because if Nigerians can take a peek from this and see that come January, if we can utilize that strength and come out and say, come what may, count our vote or we will count you, we might be able to start having that revolution. But I want to also say this poster here that I have on the screen is saying Tinubu's weapons will not save him in come January, whether political machinery, threats, intimidation, the rice handout, and that the concept that all is fair in politics. What will matter is the vote of the people, and the people standing till the end to say, count my vote or we will count you. So this is what Oshun has proven. A determined voter is more powerful than the entire machinery. You see what was deployed into Oshun. You know, a lot was deployed in there, from the Senate president, 16 governors, Inspector General of Police, AIG. Even there was a threat of withdrawing the security apparatus when they saw that the numbers were not favoring them, so that chaos can ensue and they can declare a state of emergency and still take over the state. So you can see that they really put everything in it. But that being said, like Dele would always say, it is still their battle. Do not die in their war. The 50 Nigerians that have died now have just died in vain. They've died in the wrong war. They've died for the wrong cause. So, according to Uzoma Chilaka on my Facebook page, I'm going to read this message. He has this by Boniface Uzoma Chilaka. Also, I sent Tinubu a message. You can be beaten. And I'm reading Uzoma's Chilaka's words now. I have been watching what is happening in Osun with enormous interest, and I cannot but draw one conclusion. Tinubu can be beaten. Come 2027, he will be beaten. Look at what was deployed to Osun for the election. The entire federal government political machinery descended on the state in a manner that made it almost look like a presidential election or a war. Senate President Akpabio, large number of APC governors, political heavyweight converge on Osun, while unusually heavy security presence was deployed across the state. Yet, despite all that political firepower, the results emerging from the state have shown Governor Ademola Adeleke maintaining a strong lead as the collation progresses. This is the part that should worry the APC. You can deploy political heavyweights, you can deploy governors, senators, ministers, and party machinery. You can intimidate people, you can threaten them, you can kill them. You can even tell them that if they collect your rights and refuse to vote for you, their children will not prosper. But you cannot force a determined electorate to love you. The Osun voter has demonstrated something extraordinarily important. A voter who has made up his mind is more powerful than the entire machinery of government. And that is the lesson Tinubu and the APC must take away from Osun. Because if they could mobilize that kind of machinery in one state and still struggle to secure the electoral outcome they wanted, what happens when Nigerians across 36 states go to the polls in 2027? For me, Osun is more than a governorship election. It is a warning shot. Tinubu's reported approval rating of about 30.2% should already be a source of concern for the camp. Even though approval rating do not automatically translate into election results. But combine widespread economic hardship with political outreach, public frustration, and a united opposition, and suddenly 2027 does not look like the walkover some people in the APC may be imagining. This is where, in fact, I think that's all about week, because the other part seems to be going partisan, and we don't do partisanship here. So I'm just going to stop there for now. So the points being that there's a lesson to be learned from this event. And the tragedy of it all is that despite the people losing their life for Adeleke, standing all night for Adeleke in his acceptance of victory still vowed his support for Tinubu. I don't know if that is indeed a Greek tragedy. That should be, I think it's the Greek that does tragedies a lot. That's a great tragedy right there, and that's a disaster. What do you guys think on that before we move on to something else? Guys, Ibikun and Salisu.
Yeah, I was thinking Mr. Bly will go first, but well, let me bite. Well, as I said, just like Shore said, even while the election is yet to be concluded, that these are the lessons. Shore has always said the people can defeat the mercenaries of the government, even if it is armed mercenaries. All right, I think I'm back. I'm having timeouts, so sorry about that. So even armed mercenaries of the government can be defeated by the people. And I think this is the biggest takeaway. Yeah. All right. Whether or not this defeat in Osun State was actually out of pure love of service provided by Adeleke as a governor, or perhaps this massive love in quotes was purchased. All right, is another ballgame entirely. All right, and if it were to be purchased, then maybe we are making false equivalation. All right, because if it were to be purchased, then we cannot really truly call this the will of the people, like the collective will of the people to challenge, the government, or perhaps a parasitic entity in power, or a one-man rulership, or an autocratic personality in power. So these are the nuances I want to put to it, that ultimately, I think people should develop the higher kind of class consciousness moving forward. That would be my analysis. Passing the mic to Mr. Abdullahi. Mr. Abdullahi, are you there? It's like he's frozen.
Okay, while we're waiting on Abdullahi, that video I was sharing is the people waiting in front of the INEC office for the coalition all night, ensuring that their vote counted as the APC guns try to manipulate or play the system. The people stood their ground, and I think that's worthy of emulation, and that's something all Nigerians should take away for their January 27 election coming up. The people got to play their own role in defending their votes, you know. And also, I'm going to share the opinion of Peter Atiside and Dele Farotimi regarding this election, okay? First of all, Atedo Peterside, let me share what he has to say regarding the numbers of this election. He's saying that some of us should refuse to get carried away by the Osun election result. The only thing it really proves is that a large voter turnout of 43.4% in Osun is high by recent standard, is the best antidote to rigging elections, and that we must all join hands to hold INEC to its feet, INEC's feet, Nigeria's feet to the fire. As 8:50 on the day after the election today, INEC IREV had 93.35% of the results uploaded instead of 100%. Oh, it had 98.35% of the results uploaded instead of the 100%. INEC must still explain why they have not uploaded the result of 62 polling units out of the 3,763 polling units, notwithstanding the fact that those results are now largely inconsequential because Governor Adeleke has already won. So that's Atido Peterside still trying to hold INEC accountable. 98% is not the same as 100%. And the people held INEC accountable. And I keep saying this is very important. If you want to change Nigeria, if you want to get rid of Tinubu, if you want anything good for your children or family, you have to play your own role as a citizen of that geographical contraption, And then in addition to that, Dele Farotimi added that Voltrons will not save Nigerians, but the choice to be silent when you have a voice is a choice to be aligned with evil. For example, he says Davido's involvement in the Osun election is anything but altruistic, but it does prove the point that Nigerian celebrity have a major voice, and I agree with that. Nigerian celebrities have a role, have a voice. Everybody has a voice in this battle. You can't just be quite silent when you have a voice. So once That's your silence is a choice to be aligned with evil. And I think this has always been the position of the movement radio. There's some one other thing, but first we're going to go to our topic for today. We want to talk about what is going on with West African Examination Council (WAEC). How we're getting some disturbing reports from multiple schools, teachers, and parents regarding the 2026 WAEC examination. We will talk about that, and after we deal with our main topic, which is the distraction playbook. But before we do that, let's hear Abdullah's submission regarding this Oshun election and what we're talking about, because he got cut
It's no
off.
longer in the studio for now.
For now, okay. He's no longer in the studio. Okay. Um, did you check with him on the phone to make sure everything is okay? Because I'm going to start now on
Yes, he sent a private chat saying he's got a network issue.
network issue. Okay, no problem, no problem. So I'm going to go now to today's topic. I'm going to read it out, and then we're going to do a mind map, and then we'll come back to that. The Children's West African Examination Council been having problems. I'm hearing that in an exam center, they're giving 5 or 6 people one question paper. They're short of question papers, and that's insane. The country's gone crazy, man. That is just madness. But we will talk more about that. But first, let's get back to our topic. We will also be waiting on Abdullahi. Is the prolific writer that writes most of these articles for us, and we really appreciate him. So let's go to today's topic, okay, and then we will start discussing that and do the mind map of that.
I think he's back. Let's just check on him. Mr. Abdullahi, are you there?
Okay, if it's back, yeah, if it's back, let him give his comments before we start reading
I guess
this.
he's frozen again.
Yes, my network is very crazy. We can just continue, please.
We wanted to hear your comments regarding what we were talking about, that Oshun issue, about Davido's putting his voice into it, how all celebrities have a role to play in rescuing Nigeria if they want to use it for the positive. And what else did we talk about? How we looked at the numbers and holding INEC accountable. How the people stood till 8 a.m. in the morning on election day. How it's only 98% of the high rep results has been posted, while what's the remaining 100%, while 62 polling units out of 3,600 have still not uploaded their results. And these are issues that matters if we really
Yes,
truly want to
I
have a
think
democracy.
regarding celebrities putting their mouth in politics, they are all Nigerians, and if Nigeria should work, they also have a great role to play because they are influencers. They have a lot of people who listens to them, who watch them, who believe in what they are saying and what they do. So them affiliating or supporting a particular cause, all what they have to do, they should remember that, as we always remember the legend Fela Kuti, and we always celebrate his work, they should also remember that when they are gone, they will also be remembered either for good or for the other side of things. So there is nothing wrong in celebrities airing out their opinion and showing support, but they should know they should support what will benefit the people, not what at the end of the day it will continue ruining the life of the people. They have a great role to play. They are influential people and many people believe in them. So they should use their popularity, they should use their influence the right way in making Nigeria a better place, not a worse place than what we have now. And regarding people's tooling, yeah, that one is a very good thing to notice, but it's not. If you look at the history of election in Nigeria, this is not the first time, but it's coming at a time where many people think that many people will not come out and vote because the expectation of many analysts and even many people that are election observers, they are thinking that there is going to be a lot of voter apathy. Many people will not come out to vote, but the turnout is very encouraging. It's actually saying that yes, despite all odds, despite all the talks, all the machineries, all the things that have been put in place to scare the people away, the people still stood their ground, come out and vote, and they still protect their vote. So it's a good thing. It now is let the Nigerians continue the move. This is not. This is just the beginning. Just like the way the government, the political parties will use all this of pre-season election to test their popularity, to make sure they do all their homekeeping and look all things. Nigerians should also learn. It's also like experiment ground for all of us. Nigerians should also take advantage of it and learn a lot from it. All the errors, all the things that or the successes should be what should be kept or even improved upon, and the errors should be what amended, should be carefully fixed, so that we will know we have a stronger and bigger election coming January 2027, so that we'll be able to what make Nigeria a better place. It happens in Ghana, so there is no way that we'll say it cannot happen in Nigeria. So we have experience even in just our next door neighbor, Ghana. So we can say that election can be that tool that we can use to change Nigeria. We must not take the what many people are scared of, the revolution that many people are afraid of, but we can use the election to be the means to what to get that turnaround that we want. That Nigeria should be a better place for all of us and even to our unborn children. So that's my take. INEC has a lot of responsibility, a lot of responsibility. Not uploading the complete result, still have a lot, post a lot of questions on INEC. Are we expecting the something in 2027? What could be the explanation of not having it efficient yet? You have 4 years down the line from 2023 to now. You have almost 4 years or 3 years to see for you to fix all the errors you did in 2023. So, and we are still seeing it now in 2026. So, between now and 2027, how sure are we? So, that will also result to a lot of questions regarding the credibility of the upcoming election, the general election in 2027. So, INEC have to vindicate itself, have to make sure that things work well. It have to improve on its own works because it is a trust that was put on INEC by Nigerians. So, and they want to see it, and a lot of people are watching. And we are also watching at Movement Radio. We also watch, we'll keep an eye and keep seeing what, as days goes by, we'll keep watching what will keep transparent. We will ask the uncomfortable questions that the ordinary medias will not ask because some will say 80 something percent is something. No, we don't want it. We want 100%. Why can't it be 100? Because that the remaining percentage can be used to disqualify or to make someone lose or someone win. So it's very important to us. Thank you.
Yes, we all must play our role to holding power accountable. We cannot, like you said, citizenship, democracy is not a spectator sport. It's not. We everybody got to play their role. Any more comments, Ibukun, before we go on to today's topic, the distraction playbook?
Yes, I think we have looked at the situation from every angle. And it boils down to the citizens' participation to stop the voter apathy, for us to really have the kind of feedback that we should be having in what should be regarded as a democratic election. So, yeah, that's it from my side. Yeah.
Yeah, for you, Ibukun and Abdullah, is there anything we can do to wake our press up, or that's just a dead horse? Let's just leave the press, the media. Is there any preaching, appeal, motivation? Because this thing we're doing, it shouldn't be us doing. It should be the media. The media should be the one educate. Is there anything, any hope for us regarding the Nigerian media, mainstream media? Any hope?
I
I
think to
just
me, the only hope that we have is as we continue, as we go forward, we keep opening our phone lines. You know, it started gradually. The media always, even if as their paymasters dictate what will happen in the media, they also follow the trend. So in as we keep moving forward, we explore more avenues, and when we influence some of the influencers that call themselves influencers, when we challenge them as we go forward, some of them will decide to even come to our space sometime to talk. So we use that opportunity to put a lot of questions on them. And when our content started like challenging a lot of things and started going viral, so the media will also pick the trend. So in one way or the other, even if they did not change 100%, they might change some of their doings. So we'll just keep doing what we are doing. So it has been a years long behavior of the media. So we can't change them just in a short while. We have to keep doing and keep exploring more options to how we make more people to come. And then as our audience, they can do better by always questioning the medias and always sharing our content. It will help us in going reaching more people. Then as we have large crowd, the media have no any other option but to also follow suit. Stop the all the regurgitating media content, saying what the government wants the people to hear. Start putting the critical questions.
the fact that it's only 98% of the result that was posted should be a media issue if we really had media. But me and you already know we don't. So there's no point to going back and forth on that. Yeah. Because that should be issues like, okay, demand accountability. It's like INEC, why is 98 on there? Why is it not 100? You know, this is how a community work, a society works. Anyway, let's move on to our own topic. If a book has anything, he can chip it in before I start reading. And okay, let's move on then. Okay, today's topic is the distraction playbook. Thanks by Salisu, a prolific writer here at the Movement Radio. How Nigeria ethnic and religious noise machine is being used to steal 2027 and how the people can refuse it. Alice is a media analyst, political commentator, civil advocate, and movement radio correspondent. Okay, there is a script Nigeria has seen before, and the curtain is rising on it again. Every few weeks now, a new ethnic slur trends, a new sermon crosses into incitement, a new tribal clip is clipped and captioned and hauled across WhatsApp groups until half the country is shouting at the other half about who insulted whom. It feels spontaneous. It is not. It is choreography. And the people meant to be watching the real stage are instead being marched again into the winds. A pattern nobody in power wants to name. Something is off in the timing. The controversies do not arrive at random moments. They arrive precisely when uncomfortable questions are due, when a budget needs explaining, when a probe should be advancing, When a campaign season demands that candidates say something concrete about jobs, security, electricity, or the price of rice. At exactly those moments, a clip of a cleric or a self-appointed ethnic champion saying something inflammatory surfaces, and the news circle and the nation mood pivot within days. The conversation is no longer about governance, it is about grievance. Nobody has to plan every incident for the pattern to serve power. A society already primed to fight over identity will supply its own kindlings the moment the political class needs cover, and opportunists on all sides, religious, ethnic, and partisan, are only too willing to strike the match. This is not a claim that every angry preacher or every tribalist keyboard warrior is a paid agent. Most are not. The deeper truth is more unsettling. Nigeria's fault lines are now so well mapped and so easily triggered that they function as a distraction system almost automatically. Politicians and their media auxiliaries do not need a memo to exploit them. They need only to say nothing while the noise builds, and to let the noise do what silence could not: bury the story that mattered. A method with a history. Nigerians did not invent this playbook, and it did not begin with social media. Colonial administrators governed a vast and diverse territory through indirect rule, precisely because a divided population was cheaper to control than a united one. The boundaries and the hierarchies drawn in that era hardened identities that had once been far more fluid. The First Republic collapsed partly because regional politicians learned that ethnic mobilization won election faster than performance did. In the decades since, from the June 12, 1993 annulment crisis to the party realignment of the last three general election cycles, the reflex has repeated itself. Whenever elite bargains are threatened, whenever an uncomfortable reckoning approaches, someone finds it convenient to remind Nigerians that they are Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Fulani, Ijaw, Christian, or Muslim before they are citizens with common grievances against the same failing institutions. What has changed is the delivery mechanism. A rumor that once took weeks to travel from Kano to Calabar now takes minutes on social media, stripped of content, amplified by algorithms that reward outrage over accuracy. A 2026 academic analysis of the ethnic rhetoric that surrounded the 2023 Lagos governorship contest found exactly this dynamic at work. Online agitators frame one community as a threat to another's ancestral claim on the state, manufacturing an us versus them panic that had little to do with who could actually govern Lagos well. The tool is new, the intent is ancient. Sources: Frontier in Political Science, Divisive Politics, Analysis of Ethnic Rhetorics and Hate Speech in 2023 Lagos governorship election, January 2026. The noise of 2026 and what it is timed against. Consider what has been competing for headline space since this year: Nigerian insecurity crisis, a brutal mix of banditry, Boko Haram, and ISWAP remnants, and communal violence that researchers and rights monitors agree defies any single religious or ethnic label, has drawn growing international attention, including sharply divergent claims from outside the country about whether Christians are being singled out for genocide, and equally firm rebuttals from Nigerian officials and independent analysts who insist the violence, while real and devastating, cut across faith lines. That is a genuine, painful debate, but notice how conveniently it displaces a plainer question that has nothing to do with religion at all. Why has the Nigerian state, year after year, failed to protect any of its citizens, leaders, farmers, worshippers, traders, in the places where the killing keeps happening. But notice how conveniently it displaces a plainer question that has nothing to do with religion at all. Why has the Nigerian state, year after year, failed to protect any of its citizens, the herders, the farmers, the worshippers, the traders, in the places where the killing keeps happening? At the same time, civic society coalition have spent 2026 doing the unglamorous work of trying to save the 2027 election from itself. The Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room has published a credibility threshold demanding an operational electoral offense commission, a published election security framework, and a quarterly public scorecards on arrest and prosecution tied to electoral crime. A separate coalition of community organizations has pressed governorship aspirants to anchor their manifest in quoted time-bound development goals rather than vague promises, and has announced a nationwide debate series to hold candidates to the award. Even smaller state-level coalition watching the Austrian governorship contest this August felt it necessary to remind political parties that no office is worth a single citizen's life. None of these, the accountability tracker, the manifesto's demand, the anti-violence appeal, trends the way a tribal insult does. That's asymmetric in the whole problem. The source of that is the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room credibility threshold for 2027 general election. Now, a country arguing about who insulted whose ancestor is a country that has stopped asking why its treasury keeps disappearing. What's the noise is built to hide? What the noise is built to hide. Strip away the ethnic and religious theater. What remains is a single, unglamorous, unifying question that cuts across every group in Nigeria. If the government's delivering, is the government delivering? And if not, who is accountable? Electricity, what is built but not supplied, does not care about your tribe. A naira that buys less rice than it did last year does not discriminate by faith. A police officer who demands a bribe at a checkpoint, a hospital without diesel for its generator, a graduate with no job after 4 years of tuition. These are not Yoruba problems or Hausa problem or Christian problems or Muslim problems. They are Nigerian problems, and they are the problems as well. Organized distraction is specifically engineered to keep up from the front page. This is why the timing matters so much heading into 2027. A campaign season is the one moment in the electoral cycle when candidates are structurally required to answer to the people who will vote for or against them. It is leverage citizens rarely hold. Every circle spent relitigating an old ethnic grievance or fresh religious insult is a circle in which the leverage goes unused, in which no aspirant is forced to say in specific and measurable terms how they will fix the grid, secure the secure the highway funds, the health centers, or account for the last 4 years of promises. Civil society groups already understand this. Their entire 2027 strategy is built around forcing candidates into costed manifestos and public debate precisely because the alternative, a campaign fought on identity and vibe, is the terrain on which the least accountable candidates always win most easily. Nigeria has broken the spell before. The temptation faced with a pattern this old and this effective is despair, but Nigerians have interrupted this exact script before, and it is worth remembering how. The annulment of the June 12, 1993 election produced a broad cross-ethnic, cross-religious coalition under Nadeko that refused to let the crisis be reduced to a Yoruba grievance alone. It became a national demand for the restoration of the people's will, and it eventually helped force transition. The End SARS movement of 2020 drew young Nigerians from every region and every faith into the street over a single shared demand: an end to police brutality, precisely because it refused to let itself be split along the fault lines that usually paralyze national protests. Ghana's next door has managed several peaceful transfer of power between rival parties without descending into ethnic scapegoating that so often accompany close election elsewhere in the region, because its civic culture has learned to treat election as a contest over policy, not identity. Rwanda post-genocide reconstruction, whatever one makes of the political trade-offs involved, demonstrate that a society can consciously choose to stop organizing its politics around ethnic categorization once it reckons honestly with what the organizations cost. None of these examples were accidents of good luck. Each was a deliberate refusal by ordinary citizens, not only elite, to let identity be used against their shared interest. The discipline 2027 demand: if the distraction is deliberate, then resisting it must be equally deliberate. That means a few concrete disciplines practiced by millions of ordinary Nigerians rather than left to civil society organizations alone. First, refuse to be the audience. When a clip designed to enrage starts circulating, the single most powerful act of resistance is not to share it, debate it, or amplify it, but to ask out loud what story it conveniently pushed off the timeline that week. Starve the distraction of the attention it is built to harvest. Second, demand specificity from every candidate every time. Not who do you belong to, but what will you do about the transformer that has been down for 8 months, and by when? Civil society's push for costed, time-bound manifestos and public debate series only works if citizens actually show up to those debates and hold candidates to the answer they give. Third, punish evasion, not identity. A candidate who dodges a question about corruption by pivoting to religious solidarity, or who answers an economic question with an ethnic appeal, should be treated as having failed the question, regardless of what group he or she claims to be defending. Silence and deflection deserve the same electoral penalty as an outright lie. Fourth, protect the peace of the process itself. Every credible path to a better Nigeria in 2027 runs through elections that are free of violence and free of manipulation. That means engaging with the accountability tracker, the incident reporting platform, and the electoral monitoring efforts of that civil society has already built. It means refusing absolutely any appeal from any side to settle political disagreement through intimidation or bloodshed. Fifth, and the hardest, extend the same scrutiny to leaders who share your own identity. An ethno-religious code of silence in which citizens overlook the failures of our own politician while attacking every failure of the other group politician is precisely the mechanism that keeps the whole distraction system running. Genuine accountability has no tribe. A charge to every well-meaning Nigerian: none of this requires a single dramatic gesture. It requires a stubborn patient, a collective refusal, a sustained through an entire campaign season, to be provoked, divided, and distracted while the real business of the nation is decided without you. 2027 does not have to repeat 2023 or 2019 or 2015. It can be the first campaign season in a generation in which Nigerians of every region, every faith insist in one voice on being governed rather than merely entertained, frightened, or flattened. It can be the first campaign season in a generation in which Nigerians of every region, every faith insist in one voice on being governed rather than merely entertained, frightened, or flattered. This is not a call to violence, it is the opposite. It is a call to the most difficult and most powerful form of civic discipline there is. The discipline of staying focused on what actually matters, together for long enough to make it impossible for anyone to keep hiding behind the noise. Nigeria does not lack the numbers, the intelligence, or the moral claim to demand better. What it has lacked, circle after circle, is the collective will to stop taking the bait. That will in one thing no distraction can manufacture, and the one thing that if Nigerians choose to exercise, no amount of manufactured noise can defeat. This is from Abdullahi Salisu. Thank you very much. We're going to now do the mind map for this article. We will do the mind map. Okay. So, but first, it's a very powerful article talking about how we all fall for the distractions that we all argue about. That is why when you go through our X pages and YouTube pages, you look at what Nigerians are discussing. It's always one form of distraction or the other. If it's not ethnic distraction, it will be tribal distraction. The distraction. So it's one form of distraction or the other. And the article is enjoining us to kind of move away from this level of distraction. So, Ibukun and Abdullahi, are you guys there for us to?
Yes, I am. I'm very.
Yeah, talking about the distraction, I remember you, Ibukun, sharing something on your X page about one Anike girl. You went to their page and they were talking about how some people from other tribe cannot contribute, and then you address. Do you still have that video? That would be a nice video for us to share. I think I can share it on my X, but I can't easily find it. But let me deal with this article.
But it's kind of partisan anyway. It was
it speaks to the facts, but
it's partisan, so we might not want to play it. And it's indeed highlighting this whole thing, And this article also focuses on we looking at the substance. A lot of people are carried away by many people before the election even started, they're already backing Adeleke. If Adeleke can win, that is good for democracy, or perhaps that will be a detachment from Tinubu. When in actual fact, one of the candidates in that election represents the real diversion from Tinubu one-man rule. As Nigerians are trying to run away from Tinubu, they still fell into the hands of someone still loyal to Tinubu. When in actual fact, there's a candidate in that election that's got the plans, manifesto, blueprint, policy document that Nigerians should focus on. But Nigerians just believe that that kind of candidate cannot win. He's an underdog. So until we are ready for the right kind of conversation, well, let's just let's keep up the game and the distraction. And that is why I like this topic. The distraction is so much. We are so distracted by the illusion of popularity because the video is involved. There's no way even a credible candidate that is representing one unknown party cannot win. And bear in mind, the Accord party, before Adeleke ported from PDP to Accord Party was non-existent. It was an underdog party right from time. But because he left PDP and entered into Accord suddenly gained popularity all of a sudden, and Nigerians suddenly began to support Accord. So it's a moment of reflection as far as I'm concerned, that we should pay attention to substance, just that article has suggested. So the distraction playbook, Nigerians' ethnic and religious noise machine. Now, better article be this. May we dig into RAM, all right? Because many things, they distract us, all right? Religion, they distract us. Our ethnicity also, they distract us. And many, many other things where they always distract us, like the illusion of popularity. But that one, not really day for this article. But in my view, the illusion of popularity is one of the big distractions, that can even sway, intellectuals in their right to lose guard and to begin to partially support an entity that's given that vibe of, not staying with the one-man rule political dynasty. When in actual fact, we have to have a complete divergence from the system for us to indeed have any form of leverage. So the problem, orchestrated distraction, that is distraction where they plan for us, just like a conductor where they lead choir. They go, they say, and they do hand like this. Now, him, they control all of the musical instruments, all of the choir, now him, they control them. That is orchestration. All right. Problem where they control a bigger hand, they control that problem. All right. We have the method, a historical playbook. You have the colonial administrators using division. Yes, our people we come our country, can enslave us, or perhaps can enforce their governance on us. They see us as the extension of their government. The First Republic politicians use ethnic mobilization. Yes. Before now, Nigeria used to be one Nigeria, but politicians also have capitalized. They don't take advantage of this ethnic mobilization. And me, I be Yoruba, you be Ibibio, you be Calabar, and let us support this particular candidate so that after Indon serve finish, it go come release power into our own tribe. People are making this analysis that, yeah, let's allow Tinubu to finish his eight years so that they can return power back to the north. This is the kind of rhetoric and analysis that even so-called intellectuals, engage in. And this is part of this distraction. And these intellectuals have so much audience of people listening to them. And it's a big problem. Modern delivery via social media. Yes, all right. They don't plant social media actors like Davido of our time. Is a social media sensation. As I said before, 17 million followers on Twitter alone, on Instagram, millions of followers, on YouTube, millions of followers. So whatever he says will go very far. All right. And of course, it will cause division. Even, our intellectuals, we will be, because of that numbers, they may begin to get distracted by social media. All right. Because that is the whole essence of them giving Adeleke some level of credibility, because of he seems to have visibility, which is fine. But lessons will have to be learned the hard way as we move forward. The noise of 2026, what it hides. Written 2026, they hide. Insecurity, crisis, displacement. Yes, in the midst of this thing, all of this noise where they happen, so insecurity never stop. Civil society, election efforts ignored. Yes, there are many people who say they constitute non-partisan organization. They're not there for any party. They are not for any party, but they are for waiting to make society better. All right. We ignore them. All right. Amnesty or asymmetry of trending topic. Yes. Waiting the trend for Nigeria. At some point, it was BBN, Big Brother Nigeria. Now in the trend. All right, they make us, they divert our attention. Who wants to be a millionaire show? Now in the trend, you divert our attention. Now, EPL, English Premier League, La Liga, Spanish League, ball don't start. A new season don't start now. Another distraction for many of our youth. Now, today we had Arsenal versus Man City. Now, when they come back from Ogun State today, now here I see our youth as a full viewing center. They full that viewing center, very full, because another season of football don't start. Anything we concern good governance, nothing concern them as they are watching football. Anybody we enter that viewing station, come tell them, say, let us talk about good governance. Now they go beat them, come up for that place. Because they don't want to hear about good governance when they are watching football. So it is a form of distraction for many of our youth. What the noise hides? The core issues. The core issues where these, distraction, they hide, all right? Government delivery and accountability, yes. They make people hold governments accountable, all right? Government just, they get away with so many atrocities just because people that should hold them to account are very distracted. Economic hardship, yes, electricity, rise price. The area where I see people, our youth, they watch football, so now generator that they take the power that viewing center, light no data area, but they don't mind. They cannot use that as even a fuel to hold the government account to provide electricity. They'll prefer to go and buy fuel and pay extra money for them to watch the football than to hold the government account, because they pay attention to that distraction. All right, some ideological people where they speak Oyinbo call them escapism. They are trying to escape from their problem, so they pay attention to the distraction just for them to escape the problem. Right, lack of job, the plenty, and of course, as I said, many of these youths where they watch football today of Man U and Manchester City and Arsenal, they no get job. You don't be say tomorrow morning now they are going to their workplace to go and earn a living. No, but they have to just watch the football and pay attention to the distraction. So yeah, the 2027 election leverage. Can you move it down a little bit, sir? Okay, yeah, I can see. So campaign season is citizens leverage. Yes, that is now. Any adjustment we will suppose do now we suppose do. Identity politics wastes this leverage. Yes, all right. Candidates avoid specific promises. Yes, when you have a candidate telling an interviewer that he is not ready to share his plans with Nigerian people, they asked him 2 months ago, what are you going to do about electricity? He said he's going to provide 10,000 megawatts of electricity. Just 2 months after that, they asked him the same question. He says he's not going to promise Nigeria any form of electricity in 4 years. So which one are we going to believe? So these are red flags that we should look out for it. And now this election season, before you go decide for ballot box, you have to begin to tick all of these boxes. They notice which person now you think say fit serve you, person will be consistent. All right, we say you get plan. No be person will tell you say you no need manifesto. That is a big red flag. So let's go to the next mind map section. If we can move the mind map a little bit up. Okay, yeah, breaking the spell. Breaking the spell, past successes, and this waiting don't happen before. We have NADECO, cross-ethnic coalition. We have NSAS, movement shared demand, and we have Ghana's policy-focused elections, Rwanda post-genocide choice. So you can see Ghana is a good example for us because their election, based on this article, and of course, based on the reality of the Ghanaians, all right, it is always policy focused. Waiting these candidates won't do, and what is the timeline of when it go do them? after he don't enter office, from day 1 to day 100, what is he going to do? How is he going to solve a specific problem? That is what election is all about. That is the real currency of politicians. Promises, policy documents, manifesto, how you want to get the job done. That should be the real substance, all right, away from the distractions, all right? So yeah, let's take a look at discipline for resistance. Discipline for resistance. Refuse to be the audience. Don't share, debate, or amplify. Ask what story is being pushed out. Yes, do not just be a spectator. Just like you, as they watch ball, you go to analyze. These guys supposed to cross that ball, go that side. Why no play that shot? Why no pass on time? That is, you are not just watching, you are participating. Some will even, write petition to football clubs to sack a particular coach with them no like. That is participation. It's the same thing in nation building. All right, you don't just stay at the side and comment and debate when you cannot, move the needle of the conversation towards getting yourself involved. All right, to facilitate a candidate that is very intellectual, to facilitate that one waiting for your community. Even you yourself, you can volunteer yourself to lead your community. Chairman is there, councillor is there, House of Assembly membership is there, House of Representative is there, House of Senate is there. Don't just be the spectator, participate. Demand specificity from candidates, yes. Focus on concrete actions and timeline, yes. As I said before, make all of the candidates we want submit themselves to lead, make they give us or ask them for actions and timeline. That is, waiting you want to do, how long will it take you to do it? For me now, any candidate will speak to the press and talk, say, he no fit provide electricity in 4 years for Nigerians, that candidate is disqualified from my book of people where I want take serious to represent me. That is a red flag. That means say sabi wetin you want do. You think electricity is rocket science. So and of course, that means that after 4 years of your administration, we are still going to be in darkness. So what is inspiring about your candidacy, as far as I'm concerned? Other things might be your own, red flag. But for me, I have just brought out my own. So we have to ask for plans and listen to them, what they want to do. A particular candidate also said that he's going to sell the NNPC. That is a red flag for me. It's not personal. It's not about his tribe or his religion. It's about his policy. What thing he won't do when he say, my friends not entitled to be enriched. If I am not enriching my friends, who am I going to enrich? To me, that is a red flag, because you are not going to serve me. You are going to serve other interests and other things like that. Pay attention to what they have to offer and when they are going to deliver those promises. Attend debates and hold candidates accountable. Like this Osun State people, Osun State election will just happen. So debate no happen, no. Now town hall they do. And there's the difference between town hall and a debate. All of us know what debate mean. All of us know what town hall mean. Go and look at the town hall where Arise do for our Osun State and compare all of the candidates we attend that town hall meeting. Look at the governor we win this election. It tells you all you need to know about, debates. Just because they don't want the brilliant one among the bunch of candidates to challenge the rest because of ego issue, they have to retwist the program to make it a town hall, not a debate. Let us continue like that, and let's see if we are going to make progress to push the frontier of the conversation, to elevate it above distractions. What do you have to offer to your people? Tell us the plans and timeline. Be willing to hold the debates. But you have people who cannot even, pronounce. Look at the governor in Edo State. He cannot even read the figures of his budgets. That is how bad it is. And he's a governor of a state. This is on record. This is not propaganda. He cannot pronounce how much he wants to spend. He was just missing the figures and he was saying outer gibberish. So, how do we want things to get better if we have, people that cannot even pronounce how much they want to spend? They don't even have the arithmetic capacity. So that is it. So punish evasion, not identity. Dodge questions with identity appeals is equals to failure. Yes, you all know candidates that dodge questions. They tell you they're not going to answer your question, right? They tell journalists that, don't worry, I will do it. How do you want to do it? They don't want to explain. All right. So silence and defections are electoral penalties. Yes. When you have candidates that keep jumping from one party to another, you already know those that we are talking about. When you talk about, people where they jump from one party, there's a particular candidate that jumped 5 parties now, for 5 parties. And it was the very same person that was saying that he's not going to leave his initial party, the party that gave him a ticket on a platter of gold. In fact, he was not the one that won the primaries of their election. A particular godfather raised up his hands and gave him the ticket ahead of the person that won the primaries. And he promised the party not to leave the party, only for him to leave when that godfather, when he died. That is someone that cannot even stay true to his words. But this is not about partisanship. It's about the topic of silence and defection are electoral penalties. These are the indicators. When someone that cannot stay and build a political platform, how can he even build the society? He cannot solve crisis. He wants to run away whenever there is crisis. And you think that kind of person will run in Nigeria that is full of crisis? I leave you to be the judge. I will pass the mic to Mr. Abdullahi to
Is Abdullahi frozen? Is it frozen?
I think he's frozen. Are you there? Okay, I think he's back.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Do you see where I stopped?
Yes, I think you stopped.
I stopped as scrutinized leaders of your own identity. Now there I stop. Now there you go.
Okay, no problem. I think we're almost done. That's all. Can you shift it a little bit because
You see
okay.
now?
Yes, scrutinize leaders of your own identity. So this one, as just like my
No,
brother
I
is
think
saying,
there's a particular one before that one. Protect the election process. We never talk about that one.
yes, okay, protect the election process. So protect the election process. Say engage with accountability trackers. So all you need to do is that when you don't go vote, those civil society organizations, all those people where they group themselves, they call themselves civil society organization, those NGOs, connect with them. All those words where all those talk where candidate they talk during campaign, all those things where they talk, always write them down, and always those civil society organization they write them down. Now them go organize debate. After they organize the debate, now them at the end of the day they will bring out scorecard for each candidate. Look at that thing, make sure say you they engage with them. No be say when they say civil society organization or any NGO they organize debate, no beg na English they go there, that candidate go talk something, they go ask some question. Know those things, always engage them. Then refuse intimidation and bloodshed. Anybody wey wan intimidate you, deny am, no allow am make e intimidate you, no engage anybody in fighting wey go result to death, no gree. If person wan carry find your way, even in movement radio we no tell you say make you put your life in line, no. Avoid any bloodshed. Then scrutinize leaders of your own identity, even people wey be your own tribe, wey be your religion, or even if na from your political party, ask them questions. Avoid ethno-religious code of silence. Me, this one na my person now. And if, whether him do good, him no do good, na my person. That na my person, na him dey kill us for this country. Even person where you now assume say you carry person wey come dey build your house. If that your house dey fall, you go talk say even if e fall, na my person build am. No be like that e dey be now. If your person do wrong, talk say the person do wrong. If him do right, ask am question. Him say him go build house for you. How him go take build am? Even if na your person, even if na your brother, even if na your friend, ask am question. How you go take do this thing? Then genuine accountability has no tribe. Genuine, that original ogbonge accountability no get anybody wey you dey ask whether tribe or religion. You no get religion, you no get tribe. Do am as e suppose be. Forget about tribe. Then charge to Nigerians. This one na things wey you suppose do. Na action wey this article dey call you say make you do. Be stubborn. No gree. No gree on top things wey go make you say the system no go work for you. Be that stubborn person wey no dey gree. Anything wey person promise, dey stubborn. Stay there, make sure say that thing work. Be patient, like just like the way Ocean people do yesterday. Stay till when everything dey right. Always ask, always dey ask. No say I don tire. No, exercise that patience. You go get am at the end of the day. Be that stubborn, be that patient person. Collective refusal. All of una gather yourself. Be in groups. No be say I go do am alone. No. Tell people do am alone. No be say do am alone. No. Tell people do am in group. Be in group. No do am one. No. Let's unite as Nigerians. Mo dey ask that simple question. You say you wan do this. How you go do am? When will you do it? Is it in 1 month? Is it in 1 year? Is it in 2 years? Is it 4 years? Ask people that question. Anybody wey tell you anything wey go do, be that stubborn person. Still dey ask am. Get that patient. And still no gree. More all of us deny am. No gree on top this matter. Insist on being governed, not entertained. Forget about all the entertainment. You are go watch football. Like the other time, say happy hour moment in a state. You declare happy hour when you have a lot of issues to handle in a state. Forget about entertainment. Ask real questions. Even as people they tell you, they will come play music. Somebody will be there cracking jokes. Somebody will be there saying rhetorics. Just be there performing like a stand-up artist. Refusing to ask questions. Forget about the English. Forget about the entertainment. Forget about the rhetorics. Ask the new question. If the person no answer your question, insist. Tell am how you go do am. He didn't do any all this magu English. Speak Oyibo for you. No, I no understand. Explain in my clear terms how you go take do this thing. Insist. No gree deviate. Anybody wey wan do corner magu jump, skip or run away from your question, bring am back to that question. Still ask am that question. Na so you since the media no go do am, you do am as a citizen. Still do am. Stay focused on what matters together. So all of us, all of una, gather yourself. Even if they bring things insecurity, yes, how will you focus the insecurity? And this person they insult our tribe. Forget about me control they insult that tribe. When they insult our religion, forget about that insult to our religion. What really matters is good governance. That's what you are asking. All of una join head together and ask this question. Nobody say you go ask and this person, only one person. No, together. Forget about your ethnicity. Forget about your religion. Good governance is for everybody. Collect where people they collect now for this country. No be they discriminate. Price of rice now for everybody. Price of petrol now for everybody. Electricity now for everybody. You know they say this one na Yoruba man house now. They go collect say na 15 naira. This one na house man na 100 naira. This one na Igbo na 150. Forget now. So the same thing they collect for everybody. If you want enter car, they know they ask you which tribe you be. No, na everybody. So if the system, if they come kill people, they kidnap, now everybody they collect. So all of us, this is a collective action that all of us must do. Let's forget about our tribe. Let's forget about our religion. Let's forget about our region. Let's forget about ourselves and think about the country. Nigeria first and good governance. All of us will have children. This is something that all of us should think. We have our children yet unborn, some are born, growing up. So what will you leave for them? The things you do today is what will affect them tomorrow. So 2027 should be different. It should not be like 2015 that everybody jumped to the Buhari wagon, wah. At the end of the day, we see where it ends us to. And then 2023, that 2019 it returns. 2023 it happens. So let's make 2027 a different. Let it be issue based politicking, not just rhetorics. It should be issue based. It's not something that all of us will just be jumping on to somewhere by a town hall meeting is different from Balabulu. It's not like that. We are not talking about all this. We are talking about real issues. What it will be your foreign policy, what will be your economic decisions, what will be your solutions to unemployment, what will be your solutions to electricity, what will be your solutions to insecurity, how will you fix the education, how will you restructure the system that to a system that will work for everybody, how will you ensure that the law of the country is the law that will serve everybody. Nobody is above the law, nobody is under the law. The law will judge everybody equally. How will you show efficient use of resources? How will you open doors to accountability? How will you be different from the people that are intimidating those who ask them questions? How will you be different from those who make sure they hold power like a heredity system? How will you be different from those that operate like tyrants? How will you make sure that the system did not operate as a feudal system? It will operate as a system where everybody will be collectively and responsibly treated, not a master and a servant. How will you make sure that the system will not operate as a fascist system that is operating currently? So all these are questions that we must post on each and every candidate. Your economic policy, your foreign policy, your educational policy, everything has to be intact. Forget about all the entertainment they will throw at you. This one will go to church and make some statement, and then this one will be in the mosque and make some statement, and they will be thinking that no, this person, forget about them. All of them are the same. They sit at the same table and dine together. So you are the one that go to the same market. The Igbo, the Yoruba, the Ijo, the Kanuri, the everybody go to the same market and buy rice at the same price. So forget about as you are going to the market, you forget about the ethnicity of the person you are buying rice to. You forget about the ethnicity of the person you are buying red oil from. So the same thing, forget about the ethnicity of the person that is coming to govern you. Is he going to govern you well? That's the most important question. Your ethnicity doesn't matter. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Abdullahi, for that article. I want to thank our people who are with us on the X. I see Beatrice. I think she was asking for a
Yeah,
microphone. You didn't give her.
Beatrice wants to contribute. Can we
Yeah.
give her
And also,
the?
yeah, British will speak now. And then I want to thank Enemona or Agent and Henry 20 for joining us. Beatrice, please go ahead. Ibukun, can you please give her the microphone so she can speak?
Yeah, I'm
For Beatrice.
Beatrice, please wait. I'm trying to connect you to the studio. 1 minute.
Okay, thank you.
All right, please proceed now.
Yeah, I was saying that the last speaker, I loved what he said, especially the last statement about your ethnicity doesn't matter. But not only does your ethnicity not matter, but also your family doesn't matter. And also, most especially, your family ties shouldn't prompt you to justify and promote BS. You know, on the especially on that the video topic. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of sentiment on my TL that he's doing it for his uncle. At the end of the day, all of you guys are trying to take a higher moral ground and you're being hypocrites. Okay, hypocrisy is human to everybody. So because we're hypocrites, we should now not call out BS again or what? Because of all of us are hypocrites. So when we see BS, we shouldn't point it out. Is that the thought process that we're going with? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any kind of sense. And for those that always want to center familial sentiments, last time I checked, the blood of the covenant is. So we should stop separating emotions. Your sentiments and emotions can actually help you enhance your logic and vice versa. So that's what I wanted to contribute. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. We love your contribution. Please continue to join us, share, click, like. Also, just to reiterate for those that came in late, the key point about this issue of distraction is that when you see people talking things that are not relevant to the progress of your country, of yourself and your children, don't join them. Refuse to be part of their audience. Don't share what they are saying. Don't debate them. Don't amplify ignorance. Ignore them. All these people who wants to talk about bigotry, tribe, ethnicity, religion. Stop adding to their crowd. When you go on next now, you see all the big numbers. Find out what they are talking about. Tribe, hatred, bigotry, ethnicity. Don't say because they have large numbers, you now go and start joining them. You have to learn how to refuse to be their audience. So, and don't share, don't debate them, don't amplify their position. Ask what story is being pushed out, confirm stories. These are very important suggestions. And those who don't want to ask questions directly, force them to answer the question, not evade, not start going on merry-go-round like all these Agbadorians do. Anyway, the next thing we want to show you is this little gadget. I believe that technology is here to stay, and technology should help us change our country. Now, these days, now on Temu, on what's the other website, Temu or any of these cheap sites, they will sell glasses that record. You need to start buying things like that. They will sell you something as small as this, small video recorder. Look at it. Buy things like that for less than $1 or $2 on all those websites. Wear it. Go anywhere to any of your ministry. Be recording. They won't even know you have it on. Send it to social media or send it to us here at the Movement Radio. We'll play it just like this woman did on this page that we're about to share you, as this police officer accosted her and attempting to collect bribe from her and her children. She played her civic duty role on how to make our country better by just recording. And then, because she was recording, they couldn't do anything to her.
Come and collect it from him now. Come and collect it from him. IG just saw we can write Latin record.
Who said that?
IG.
Who's IG?
Oh yeah, yeah, last station you can also. Oh yeah, now let's go to your station. Can also sort it out. Me because some people can record here. You now tell me. IG just saw we pay and record.
You record
IG just saw we pay and anybody has the right to record when you are part and ask questions to have a proof. So if you're not telling me I don't have the right to record, then you have to tell me. Go. Oh, me record, only come and record.
When you have the papers and driving license.
Oh, Lele. dẹ̀ ń sọ pé kó má record. Mo náà sọ yẹn fún yín. Òfin wo ló ní kí n má record?
Where are your cameras?
Yes, I asked him to do it.
You asked him to do it.
Yes, it is there.
How about that? You have that.
It's there. Cut it. Ṣebí police secondary school ẹ lọ.
Kò yé mi, ṣé mi lọ police school ni?
Ó lọ police school.
Ó yá kàn mí. Ó yá gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ náà. Ṣé bó fẹ́ gbà
Kò
ní?
yé mi.
Kẹ́tẹ́ bá ti mọ̀, ló fẹ́ lọ gbé machine ẹ̀ ní ó ń lọ.
Ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé ta lè lé ètò rìkọ́dù. Mo gbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ náà.
Ẹ nà ó ní láì dájú pé pé.
No, kò kàn náà. Ṣebí ẹ̀yin ni mo ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. You are their superior officer.
It's part of us.
No, he doesn't have the right to interfere in what is not court to do. Check it.
Ẹ ká àwọn kan tó wà ní bùsùn.
Oh, yeah.
Ẹ kàn ló ṣe fún wọn ṣe bí wọ́n ṣe ṣe.
Oh, yeah, what? Come and collect it from him now. Come and collect it from him. IG ti sọ wípé a ní right láti record.
Who said that?
IG.
Who's IG?
Ó yá já lọ station yín ká lọ sọ. Oh, yeah,
Imagine
now,
that
let's go to
even the
station.
police
Ká lọ sọ
officer
now.
is still acting despite the directive from his IG. Imagine.
IG ti sọ wípé a lè record.
You record
IG ti sọ wípé
That's the only way we can repair our country. Everybody, there are glasses now that have camera. People should start buying those things. You go to the civil service, you go to ministry, they're not filling your form. Just record secretly, send it to social media. These little things will start to change the country. Cameras like this, not more than $1, $2.
Òfin wo ló ní kí n má record?
Buy them on Temu. Wear it anywhere you go with any government official. Put them in the light, because for as long as there is darkness, there would always be crime and corruption, and your country cannot get better unless you, as a citizen, play your own role to improve the country. If you are walking through airport, somebody is asking you for bribe, you don't even need to discuss anything with them. Just record. Send it to social media. If YouTube don't take it, we will take it here at the Movement Radio. We'll play it for the people to see their shame. That's how you fix a country. If you go vote, take your small camera, record. If they see it with your phone, get smaller gadget like this. Start doing your own espionage activity to make your country better so you can hand over a better country to your children. Kudos to that woman for doing that, for doing the right thing. You know, a lot of Nigerians need to start playing their own role in fixing the country. You know, everything is not just shouting government. The question is, what are you doing as a person? And we have another video here we want to share with you. If anybody asks for a microphone, please let them speak, particularly on this video of recording civil servant, police. If anybody wants to speak about it, let me turn on this dancing.
This particular one. Okay, this particular footage. I think this particular footage is actually a phone recording. And well, the IG had already given this, the Inspector General of Police have given the go-ahead for Nigerians to record when they are searched or any police activities that they find suspicious. They've got the right to record. Well, it is also very much a good strategy for us to have body cam, as you have said. Let Nigerians buy the body cam. I have also. But what I find interesting, number one, is that the price, all right? It is $1 or $2 in US. The one I buy from Jumia, our own local online store, I bought it for 34,500 naira. That is way above. That's way above $20. I have the receipt for anybody that wants to to verify. All right, I still took it out today in when I went for the program in Ogun State. All right.
Well, not me to interrupt you. Tell me if you have people
Yeah.
abroad, we can be buying this thing cheap. They come and sell it in Nigeria for $1-2. They make profit. Everybody should have things like this on. Glasses on. Record. Go to ministry. Then you want your form to be signed. They no one sign up. Record them. Put it on. So this is how the only way we can fix the country. If everybody takes action. If we're just complaining and talking, and if we don't do something, the country go just spoil, they go like that. They won't take money from that woman because they see camera. All those police back off. That's what they go do for airport. They don't even have to see it. You just wear it like this. They don't even know you have it on. You just have it with your cloth like this. That's the only way you can fix your country. All this government, we have to start doing something, or else country go just spoil, they go. Everybody go just do evil to another. No, there's technology now. We can use technology to change things. If anybody want comment, make the comment on that. I saw that more people join us back and forth.
Beatrice, would you like to comment on that? Beatrice? Any comment? Beatrice from X? Okay, I think
make the people laugh.
Yes. Beatrice is talking on X. Let's pass the mic to him.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Sorry, what did the last speaker say? What did he say last, please?
Yeah, it was about a video of a woman that used the video to officers.
Okay. So yeah, about the experience with Nigerian authorities too, unjustly stigmatizing me or the person I might be with that day, or just unjustly harassing us and just unjustly stopping us, various illegal checkpoints, just trying to basically get bribes from us. And in as much as it's easier, it's easy to just say it, but that's why we're saying it, because it's easy to say. So just because something is easy to say, that doesn't mean that we're assuming that it's going to be easy to do. No, obviously not. There's so much that can happen in the moment. Emotions are high, adrenaline is pumping. Some of us are even as scared. It induces a lot of fear. Because they intimidate you, and it's done on purpose. Is it that they flash their arms? What they call it? Is it that they flash their weaponry? All these things in a bid to intimidate you, or they're yelling at you, or if you're a woman, they're being misogynistic towards you. I'll not forget, I don't officer, they were yanking, they were kind of like tugging at me and stuff. That's because I'm fully aware, because I'm a woman. That's why they were doing that. Because of, I'm not sure if they would do that with a certain caliber of a man, like maybe he's a man and he's driving a certain car, so therefore they will assume that he has a level of money. So, they will not do all those things, but they'll just first gauge you. They'll gauge you, and then they will see how they want to deal with you accordingly. So what that woman did is something that they don't expect her to do. So yeah, I will encourage us to continue to do the unexpected, and the unexpected really is to resist. Basically, is to resist and is to revolt against oppression, because what they are doing is oppressive.
Yes.
That's what I have to say about that.
Yes, absolutely. What they are doing is oppressive, and the whole idea is to get it on record if you can. All right, get whatever. If you are being approached by the Nigerian police or any. Yes, I am there. I just forgot to unmute my mic on X. So sorry about that. I was saying that the whole idea of what this woman did was she was able to put what happened on record. All right. So whenever you are, and of course, you are very right, the intimidation factor is there. You can see that other police officer saying, "Who asked you to record? Who asked you to record?" She was about to attack the woman. Only when the superior officer came, that that superior officer had to de-escalate the situation. That, okay, let me handle, just go. Let me handle the situation. So these rank and file police officers, especially the junior ones, you can imagine the guy saying, "Which IG asked you to record?" As if he's not even aware. He did not even get the memo. that the IG, the highest ranking officer, had given that, pronouncement that citizens now have the right to record their activities. All right. So if you are being bullied, the whole idea that we are putting out from the movement radio standpoint, try to have a discrete camera, and it's not very expensive. You can get it on Jumia, can get it on Amazon, can get it on any of your local store. Whenever you are coming.
These days, you even have the glasses. You know those?
Yes, high glasses. Yes. Yeah. So that's just what you perform. There are many ways. Yes.
There are many ways to go about it. But even but it's important to note that in as much as we understand that recording is a tool in effort to defend ourselves against injustice, sometimes they'll take it away from you. Yeah, because I remember, when I was trying to renew my Nigerian passport, the first thing they do is
We can't hear her.
take me anything away that can permit you to record any kind of evidence.
Yeah, that is really messed up. She was you talking about when she was trying to record. They lost us in the studio. Let me just quickly recount what you said within 10 seconds when they lost us in the studio. She was saying that it is very, very, the real problem, is that even when you try to record, they can snatch the device from you if they detect that you are recording them. That is why it has to be discreet. You have to use a discreet.
That's why we have to be buying all these discrete cameras. You just wear them on when you're going to the ministry, when you're going to the civil service, when you're having any engagement with any government official. You must wear your camera. You have to use the technology and internet to make your country better. And once you download it to YouTube, if YouTube don't take it, send it to organizations like us or any other organization, the Sahara Reporter, any organization. If you don't put light into darkness, the country will not get better, and everybody must play their role.
Beatrice was saying that I did not convey our message very well. So let me pass her the mic once again. So please go ahead.
What I was saying is, yes, I do agree that we need to how would I say, how would I call it now? Anyways, we need to arm ourselves with devices that will permit ourselves to record evidence in a bit to defend ourselves. But also, it's important to note that they should know that at the end of the day, if you have devices that are there to record, whether it's your phone, whether it's metal glasses, whether it's anything discreet, they still go out of their way to disarm you because they know that it's a tool for you to defend yourself, so they'll disarm you. And I use an example that when I went to the Nigerian embassy in Paris, they will seize your phone, and not will they only seize your phone. There's this kind of like detector, whatever. They'll use it to now scan your whole body to see if there's any other kind of electronics on you. Then if you have any electronics on you, they will not take that one to seize it. Wow. And then they'll usher you into the building that, okay, now you can go and sit down.
Wow. So did you get that, Mr. Alaba, that even in Nigerian embassy, they have a way of disarming people and stripping them of every discrete devices. What do you think about that?
Well, we just have to keep trying. I know there would be, but all I know is that technology is here. We have to use it to fight the system. We have to keep trying. Yeah, I have one more comedy. I have a few more videos. One comedy. I don't know if anybody. I don't want to interrupt anybody that wants to speak or continue to speak. So, if you can please let me know if anybody wants to speak. But I have one comedy. But I don't think I only think it's our Yoruba viewers that will enjoy this, but that's very bad. Maybe Bukun will translate, but it makes me laugh. I say, I should share this. This Pastor Cruz comedy. Nigerians are very talented, and sometimes we have to portray their talent sometimes for our people. Then after that, I have another point from another lady, and then I'll share that. Let me share this one. See, make people laugh a little bit. So we're not all just serious matters. We can laugh once in a while. Okay, let's hear what this cruise pastor is saying.
Amen. Amen. Hallelujah, sir. Hallelujah. Evangelist Bola. I see where. Ó ní kíyèsí. Ó ní kíyèsí sà. Èṣe tí wọ́n fẹ́ ya mọ́ni sẹ́ni. Èṣe tí wọ́n fẹ́ ya mọ́ni sẹ́ni. Àfàìmọ́ni sẹ́ni. Àfàìmọ́ni sẹ́ni sà. Àṣenitọ́ tó ń bá ní sọ̀rọ̀. Olúwa ò sọ̀rọ̀. Àṣenitọ́ tó ń bá ní sọ̀rọ̀. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ dèkúté. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ dèkúté. Àjẹnitọ́ tó ń fẹ́ ni. Àjẹnitọ́ tó bá ń fẹ́ ni sà. Bí ìlú ṣe rí yìí. Ó tún wọ̀ mí sùsù. Ó ní ìyá ẹni tún ké. Ó ní ìyá ẹni tún ké. Alákòóbá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ìjà wo lórí lápá mi? Ìjà wo lórí lápá mi? Níbo ni kí n ti kó? Níbo ni kí n ti kó? Ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà. Amen.
Well,
it's crazy. And
I thought that was funny as well. They translate
about the economic realities. It's about the comedy skits that highlights the economic difficulties in Nigeria. The skit maker was indeed given a depiction of someone trying to ask him for 2K, really. So, and was like, where am I going to see 2K in this economic situation? Yes, and it tells you the mentality or whenever, and of course, all of us get this kind of messages. All right. I still got a message as at the time that we started this broadcast. Whenever you hear someone tell you Happy Sunday, you know exactly, most likely, what will follow the Happy Sunday in Nigeria. Actually, it's from a junior brother or a junior sister or a church member or a church colleague. It's not the Happy Sunday in Nigeria is not just Happy Sunday. It means that please come rescue me. I'm in some financial trouble. And of course, it's within the realms of these 2K, 5K, 10K, all of these things. So and of course, you can see the zeal. Where am I going to see because everybody is managing. And that is the truth. And many times I also display that. If you ask me for 5,000 naira, where am I going to see 5K? Me busy. I am also expecting resources from somewhere, and I'm not getting. So, and I have to just best out that. Where am I going to see 5,000 naira to give you for urgent needs? So that is the economic reality of Nigerians. We are communal people. We share resources around, but when there is scarcity, we can be very emotional, and we can get angry at anyone trying to get resources from us. What do you think about that, Mr. Abdullahi? I think you are frozen again. Can you hear me, Mr. Abdullahi? Wow. His network is really hard to know.
Sorry, my network died.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you get
regarding
my
the camera
interpretation?
issue. Yes, I get it. I get your interpretation, and I can relate. It's something that is almost connecting to all of us. So we have to that's the economic reality, and that's what is in everybody's household, in everybody's situation. So we just have to bear with it. And the only way we can solve this problem is getting good governance. When we challenge what is making us to be like that, when everybody has something doing, when everybody has what's like helping him to survive, definitely will go a long way in solving this problem. And I want to take us a little bit back regard what we were discussing. Then my network is very crazy. So, and the camera issue, there is a way that I think, despite being like, I know how high-handed our security of personnel can be when you said you are going to record, or maybe even if you are using some discrete cameras. But I think we can't stop doing it. We have to keep doing it. In as much as, because the more we do it, the more it becomes normal. Then the more they become scared. Even if maybe when they caught like 20 people with it, they will say, we don't know who is next that is coming with it. So at least that fear will make them to reduce. And it's not only with the security that you do it. You go to various offices. A lot of things happen in various ministries, departments, and agencies. You can use that to also record and expose a lot of things that are happening within the system. We can't say because we are being intimidated, we are being humiliated, we are being attacked, and our gadget being destroyed by the security or by either one or two people will stop it. Yes, are we happy with what is happening? We are being, even with us not doing it, we are being intimidated, because I have a lot of experience with security, and even not aware, as far back as 2010, as far back as 2008, I have a lot of experience with a lot of security personnel. So it's not something that we can say that we will stop it. No, we have to do it despite the situation, despite all them too. They are just acting to be like complicit in the system, but we are suffering together, because what they are earning is far much more, is far lower than what they should be earning. So maybe when we keep doing, at the long run, them too, they will identify with us. They will support us in one way or the other, because some of them even want us to challenge the system, because them, they have been constrained by the yes sir, yes ma duty that is given to them. So we have to also liberate ourselves and liberate them too. So that to me, I don't think we can stop it. Yes, it's very disheartening. You buy your gadget and you see the situation. So we should find a way, as Mr. Alaba said, technology is there. You can back all your videos directly to your drive. Even if that was destroyed, the content is still there. You can still bring the system, the content down to social media and still expose and sell it. At least one or two times, maybe someone somewhere might even replace your gadget. So that's something I think we should just keep pushing on it. Definitely we will overcome this situation, but we can't allow it to continue. That's my take.
Encourage our
Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. Can you unmute your mic?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. So what I say is that we have to keep encouraging our people to start getting these small technological gadgets, hidden ones, wear it anytime they are engaging anyone in government, anyone in authority, they record it. Because if criminality is not brought to light, it creates impunity, and impunity that is persistent in a community destroys the community, and that's why we are all suffering. So we all have to do our part. And those who are interested in business, come abroad, buy it cheaply from the Chinese, from the Japanese. If it's expensive with the Americans, buy it, bring it in, sell it to Nigerians. Everybody start protect. That's your own protection. Expose crime, expose evil. If evil is kept in the shade, it will continue to grow. So if you don't do your part, don't be afraid that they just do your part. That's the only way the country can get better. You know, record, expose. That's what technology is for. That's what the Western world is using it for. We too have to start using it for ourselves. You know, that's what we are doing. The movement radio is the use of technology. This conversation we are having, you can hear us, you can hear good articles, you can hear good things. And what you hear is what you become. So you can start to change. That little change in your niche would help the country a lot. So we got this video from this young lady who's giving us advice We're going to share it with you, and then we're going to go back to talk about the issue of that WAEC West African exam, and also the issue of Carter Efe's prostrating down on the streets of London because somebody gave him something and somebody was trying to disgrace him, that they are the people spoiling Nigeria, and then somebody wrote a counter to say, no, it's you, the educated people, that are spoiling Nigeria. It's not Carter Efe, not the Olodo uprising, but you, the educated people who are miseducated and portraying Olodoism. So let's hear this lady first, and then we'll continue from there. I know we're running out of time, but those are the odd things we're going to get done. Let's get it done.
If you're African, I want you to listen to what I have to say right now, okay? Give me the good ear and listen very carefully, because this is the wake-up call that we all need, okay? African intellectuals have told us for decades what our problems are: colonialism, neocolonialism, tribalism, corruption, religion, etc. Please, we know exactly what issues have been holding us back, and yet we've done nothing with these sociological studies. We spent all of our time externalizing our shortcomings to the West, that it has become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We continue to tell ourselves that we are weak and powerless to the neocolonial powers, so why even bother try to organize your societies and economies? Constantly dwelling on our shortcomings instead of focusing on concrete solutions feeds into an inferiority complex. The stronger nations will not one day decide to have mercy on us and stop exploitation. We have to raise ourselves up from our inferiority complex and use our intelligence and economic leverage to become powerful, serious nations. Oh, but there's more. Oh, brother, the reason I bring up China and Iran is because these are nations that were also affected by colonialism, Western meddling, and sanctions. However, because they are serious people, they found loopholes around predatory institutions like the IMF, UN, and CIA. Iran has been under sanctions for decades and still found a way to design and manufacture weapons that the US and Israel are currently struggling against. They are currently using the Strait of Hormuz as economic leverage. China found a way around Western meddling and influence by closing their country off from the world and building their nation in silence for decades. These are two nations who were/are weaker, and organize their societies and populations to their advantage to circumvent the predatory prey dynamic. Please tell me, which African nation has done that? We are failing an open book test decade after decade, still crying about the same things from the independence era of the 60s. The predator will never stop being a predator. That's not how power or the real world works. The prey has to figure out how to adapt and no longer become a prey. Be a prey. China and Iran did it, so it's clearly possible. If Africans decide to learn nothing from them, then we deserve our exploitation at this point. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call. I hope you listened. I hope you understood at least a little bit. Please. Colonialism, neocolonialism, tribalism.
That was a good message for our people. I hope they are listening. We have to wake up and fix ourselves. Nobody's coming to save us. We're going to go now to this Carter Efe's lying down and somebody trying to criticize him, and somebody wrote a very powerful rebuttal to the Nigerian elite. So I'm going to share that with you. Okay.
The six client to one and not going to misbehave. More cross. After a movement. Life now movement. Shout, I don't overdo too much. People they look me, not let me black for year. Jesus Christ. Enter house, go. So the best song for you. Okay. Shall I go pursue me? Shall I go pursue me? 25 sub. Jesus Christ. Cut a sick client to one and not going to misbehave. More cross. After a movement. Life now movement. Shout, I don't overdo too much. People they look me, not let me black for year. Jesus Christ. Enter house, go.
So on Efe's behavior in the street of London. Somebody's trying to criticize him, and then this guy called Shetruya Shinagolum wrote a very powerful rebuttal to that person, saying that he's not the one demarketing Nigeria or making Nigeria sound bad, although they are what's it the criminal and at the Aso Rock, what's his name, the one that was involved in that fake ministry too, was saying something about people in the diaspora demarketing Nigeria. It's unfortunate that, what an ironic statement from a criminal like him. But anyway, Chetuya Chinagolom, Chetuya Mat Chinagolom, somebody I like sharing his articles a lot on X, did write a rebuttal on people trying to criticize Efe on that London behavior or misbehavior, and I'm going to read it out loud quickly. People desperately need to stop attacking this young man as though he is the sole isolated individual stopping Nigeria from progressing. Yes, he is stupid, and so what is the so-called educated class actually doing for the material benefit of the country? Material benefit, liberation, and economic survival of every Nigerian. Hold on, I just want to check. Can you guys hear me? Ibokun? Can you hear me? I just want to be sure I can be heard. Can you hear me?
Yes, my network kicked me out, so I just came back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be sure that my voice is still going through.
Yes, I heard you loud and clear. It's from my own end, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And I believe
Okay,
Mr. Abdullahi also is going through the same thing.
Okay. So a massive percentage of them have simply packed their bags. Let me start from here. The sole isolated people desperately need to stop attacking this young man as though he's the sole isolated individual stopping Nigeria from progressing. Yes, the guy is stupid, and so what is the so-called educated class actually doing for the material benefit, liberation, and economic survival of everyday Nigerians? A massive percentage of them have simply packed their bags, liquidated their assets, and fled the country. These are the very professionals who, by virtue of their advanced university education, specialized skill, and social privilege, should be on the front lines challenging oppressive legislative bills, drafting revolutionary manifestos, filing public interest lawsuits. Move this closer. I'm stretching my neck. Drafting revolutionary and filing public interest lawsuit, issuing ultimatums, and organizing the working class masses against the corrupt Nigerian state. Instead, they have completely abandoned the battlefield, chosen individual comfort, and left the country to rot. Among the few remaining intellectuals who stayed behind, one parasitic group sits comfortably on a dysfunctional university campuses, proudly parading themselves as senior lecturers, department heads, and professors, while spending their daily energy tormenting, extorting, sexually harassing, and intellectually suffocating their own students. The other compromised group of intellectuals work inside government ministries, state agencies, and public parastatals, operating as the single biggest, most spineless cowards on the planet. They possess zero moral compass, no ideological backbone, and zero loyalty to the sovereign nation. Their loyalty lies strictly and shamelessly with whichever corrupt political godfather, the ruling party or cabal or foreign donor is currently funding their bloated allowance, approving their procurement kickbacks, and guaranteeing their next appointment. Then we have the so-called learned journalists and grant-chasing civil society activists, who are by far the most shameless actors in the entire ecosystem. These people will happily spread their legs and sell their editorial independence to whichever Western embassy, foreign intelligence agency, or international NGO can afford to wire them dollar grants. They will aggressively spearhead, publish, and amplify any imperialist propaganda, economic austerity policy, or divisive narrative, even when it stands directly against the raw survival and economic interests of their own people. We as Nigerians urgently have to stop looking for easy individuals to scapegoat, cast away our comfortable excuses, and finally come to terms with the bitter, brutal truth. We have all failed, surrendered, and collapsed woefully as a collective society. I really like that response to those the Nigerian elite who are, the ones actually destroying the country in all form and spheres in what they do. Well, while we covered that, we go to our last issue, bottom line for the day, which is this issue of we've talked enough about the election, but first let's talk about the by their fruit we shall know them. Nefertiti on my X page, please put this out. He said Remi Tinubu is an RGG pastor. Yemi Osibanjo is an RCGG meaning Redeemed Church, or whatever that RCCG mean, pastor. Lawrence, EFCC chairman Olukayode is an RCCG pastor. Lawrence Bayode, INEC ICT director, is an RCCG pastor. Kayode Egbetokun, former inspector general, is an RCCG member. Dayo Israel, the National Youth of All Progressive Congress, is also an RCCG pastor. Now you know where Nigerian problems are coming from. They're coming from your so-called Redeemed Church and your man of dog, Pastor Adeboye. I just like that from Nefertiti. I know maybe Buku and Abdullah might want to comment, but let me quickly do the last one that we have for today, which is regarding this WAEC issue. And this is from Alex Onya. I have now received further disturbing reports from multiple schools, teachers, parents, and students about what happened during the 2026 WAEC examination. WAEC stands for West African Exam Council. In some examination centers, papers were reportedly insufficient. I received reports of as many as 4 students sharing one. 4 students sharing one question paper. Think about that. Students prepare for 4 years for an examination that could determine university admission and scholarship, and in many cases, the direction of their lives, only to enter the examination hall without enough question paper. There are also serious reports concerning the security of examination materials, including allegations that some papers or answer materials circulated before the appropriate examination period. This allegation must be independently investigated, not internally explained away. Even basic examination materials raise questions. Students have reported that calculators and other materials they expected from WAEC to provide were unavailable in some centers. We need a forensic independent investigation for the entire 26 examination process, from question paper production to distribution to examination security. Making CBE system grading, result processing, and eventual release. WAEC should preserve and make available for scrutiny the examination record, subject to appropriate privacy safeguard. Provide candidates access to their script, including irrelevant paper. If an independent investigation established the systemic failure were serious enough to compromise the integrity of the exam, then Nigeria must prepare to consider every remedy necessary, including remarking, reprocessing results, and rescheduling affected papers, or the most extreme cases, invalidated affected exam. No institution is bigger than the future of millions of Nigerian children. Behind every WAEC result is a human being, a child waiting for admission, a scholarship that could disappear, parents who have sacrificed everything, a family whose plan may depend on those grades. This is why WAEC cannot be allowed to investigate WAEC and simply tell Nigerians that everything is fine. The Federal Ministry of Education, National Assembly, and other relevant authorities should urgently demand answers and establish an independent investigation to conduct and process the 2026 WAEC exam. If WAEC did everything correctly, an independent investigation will clear it. But if something went terribly wrong, Nigerians deserve to know what happened, who was responsible, and how many children were affected, and how their future will be restored. This is no longer merely an examination issue. It is a question of institutional integrity, accountability, and justice for Nigerian children. We cannot gamble with the destiny of the entire generation. So that's regarding this WAEC issue. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that. And what was
This
the
is
other
quite
stuff that I talked
unfortunate
about? It is unfortunate. It is really terrible. It just shows you how sick that nation is. You know,
because it's telling
with
you
this
that
is
almost everything now is the lack of integrity is almost the system is rotting at the speed of light. Because if
it
the
is
whole
terrible.
papers will not be enough, calculators will disappear, then someone have to be responsible.
Yeah,
But
someone is responsible. Yeah,
and
someone
everybody,
is
almost everybody
responsible.
is keeping quiet. The Nigerian
It's terrible.
Association of Private School Proprietors quiet. TUC, Nigerian Teachers Union, keeping
Teachers
quiet,
union keeping quiet, academic
quiet,
unions keeping quiet. Come
keeping
on,
quiet.
what is wrong with the what
Then
is wrong with the
the
elites of
NANS,
that
the
country?
Nigerian Student Association, keeping quiet. Bec- all the or NG, all the associations that should be what holding all the people responsible are quiet. Then it means they are complicit.
It is terrible, and Nigerian intellectuals want to start blaming Shatta Ife for walking down the street of London, while they're not looking at their own internal failures and their failures. This is a failure of intellectualism. This is real failure.
Definitely, because this is because as a result of the action of those people who made this possible, so many people's future is being jeopardized
This is terrible.
because someone
Horrible
is
to say
waiting
the
for this.
least.
At the end of the day, maybe he will see a result concocted by someone,
Yeah.
and at the end of the day, he will not be able to move to the next stage. And then someone will be blaming him that he's not educated and he's not sound enough to score or get his WAEC result well, so he won't even go to the next stage of education.
Man, the country is rotting, man. We just got to keep speaking about this. We got to keep educating. I think we lost Ibukun. It must have a serious technical
Yes,
problem, and I see that
the
the
network
X
is
page also.
crazy at this side.
Yeah, I see that the X page also disappeared. Also,
That's how it is. The network will just kick you out. It will go down completely. So you have to struggle. I have to be switching networks from MTN Airtel, MTN Airtel.
that's another state failure. Anyway, that's all we have for today. Abdullahi, do you have any other thing? I doubt if Ibukun will be able to rejoin us. I just want to thank all the people that have joined us from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitch, from Instagram, and from X. We thank you all. We thank Beatrice for contributing discussion. I thank everybody. I am tired now. I don't think I can go on.
Yes,
So,
it's at least two and a
Abdullahi,
half,
microphone. How many hours we've been on now? It's almost
two and a
three
half
hours, I
hours.
think. 2.5 hours. We tried. So, Abdullahi, I guess you have to be the one to say the goodbye for Ibukun if he can get back on before we leave. And then
Yes.
we will
Okay.
see again on Tuesday while we'll repeat some of these shows. Please, if you come in late or meet us in the middle, you take time out to go replay any of this show. We have it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. They are
Mm-hmm.
recorded. You can replay it. They are very educative, very informative, something you can learn something and become better. The line will be enlightened. The mind will be enlightened. We're trying to free the mind, change narratives, and empower the minds of Africans. So please go back, review, watch, click, share, like, and pass the microphone to Abdullah Salusi for the final word.
Okay, thank you, everybody. On behalf of myself and my brother from Lagos, which the network has been unfair to all of us, but we'll keep striving, we'll keep doing, regardless of the situation, the network failure. We'll keep pushing. This is Movement Radio and the voice of liberation. So we'll keep doing our best. We thank you, each and every one of you, across all the social media platforms: X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. Please and please share, subscribe, and always invite anybody you can invite. The aim of Movement Radio is to liberate the mind, because the mind has been completely captured by the colonial education and we are being in bondage. So for us to be free, we have to make sure that we what liberate our mind. So you can, if you are just joining us, you can replay our previous episodes. They are all across all the social media platforms, be it on Facebook, on X, on YouTube. You see all the content. The content is different from the conventional media content. So thank you. We see you on Tuesday, same time, 5 p.m. Nigerian time, and we'll have another super good show. So thank you. Back to Movement Radio Chicago.
Yeah, that's Abdullahi Salusi reporting from Abuja. I'm Alaba Ferreira from Chicago. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you soon on Tuesday. God bless.